Hey Trent, you were talking the other day about Nick Bosa's injury being heartbreaking and how he's a cornerstone of the defense and the team. Can you just talk about the mood this week, knowing that you won't have him the rest of the season?
Um, we next game. It sucks, but we can't. Nobody has a remote where we can rewind time and undo the injury. So it's heartbreaking. We'll play for Nick, and Solomon and whoever's not out there. We kind of put a special place for them. We want to play for them, and we want to uplift them by our efforts on the field.
Hey Trent, how well have you gotten to know Nick Mullens over the few months you've been with the team, and what do you think about his readiness to step into the lineup if called upon and keep that thing moving?
I've built a good relationship with Nick my short time here. To me, Nick, he's a serious guy. You see him walking around the building, and you wouldn't know if he was a starter or the third string, because he prepares every week like he's a starting quarterback. There's not a lot of joking around. You can tell that he's serious about his craft, and I mean, we're ready to go with him. I mean, I think we definitely can win. We will win with him, and he's a heck of a quarterback. We're glad to have him as a backup, and we'll get ready to roll.
Hey Trent, what's it been like staying out there in West Virginia, and just how are you guys adjusting and using this time to kind of recalibrate?
It's cool, man. We're kind of secluded out here, but we're together, and we're together 24/7. Just another chance to build that team camaraderie and become closer as a team. And it's going to be a tough stretch of games. Obviously with the injury bug hitting us, so this is a time where we have to come together and be closer and have more continuity to get those wins and replace those big holes that we're missing.
Hey Trent, I'm sure you heard what Eric said the other day about there being some anxiety for him and some of you guys about playing on the turf again at MetLife. How much of this week is just kind of moving past the mental side of that to make sure that you're still playing full speed and that's not something that you're thinking about when you get back out there on Sunday?
I'd be lying to tell you that we're not gonna think about it or it's not gonna go across your mind. But when you got a 300-pound lineman in front of you that's trying to put you on your back, I think the surface kind of falls on the back burner, and I think for me that's what it's gonna be. Obviously with seeing people go down and kind of feeling that turf and kind of knowing where it's at as a playing surface, you do get a little nervous, but I just pray before the game that I'm protected, and I go out there and give my all, and whatever happens, happens, I guess.
Trent, having worked out with Jerick McKinnon in the offseason, how would you describe maybe his mindset or how he approached those workouts? And what do you think about the idea of him carrying on a starter's level workload now with the injuries at running back?
I mean, speaking on his work ethic, it's hard to even think that he's human sometimes after watching him. And, I've never seen anybody work on a level with Adrian Peterson and bring the intensity and bring that same type of competitive nature to the workout until he himself brought Jet down and they two were head horsemen in the workouts every week, every day. So Jet works like a machine, and that's why I couldn't imagine him being on the field and not being a breakout player, not being that guy who can carry the load every down back. And I think he's showing us that. His first game in 2 years, or first time really playing in 2 years. I mean, he's getting in the end zone. He's converted a 30-31. I think he might be one of the only running backs to do that out of traditional I formation. I mean, it's he's showing us all that work he's put in. It's definitely propelled his game.
Two more.
Trent, Kerry Hyder is going to be in the game a lot with Nick Bosa and D Ford being out. What did you see from him through training camp?
Kerry had awesome training camp. I think you ask any coach around here, they'll tell you he had an outstanding training camp. He's a polished pass rusher. I think a couple years ago in Detroit, when he had Coach Kosaric. He was one of the better pass rushers on the team. I think he led the team in sacks, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, Kerry can play at a high level. He has played at a high level. He dealt with some injuries, but, we have all the faith in the world, and I know he'll get the job done.
Trent, you talked about how serious Nick Mullens is. Any example from training camp or the last few weeks, any moment that sticks out that sort of shows that, illustrates what you're saying?
Just sometimes you just walk by them and you can tell after they get out of a quarterback install meeting or at the you see him going over the game plan or maybe have a script sheet. It's just like he has tunnel vision. You don't see anybody. I done walked past him a few times. And I could just see him going over plays in his head. He don't even notice me. Don't even speak. And it's kind of the same thing I used to see from Kirk Cousins a long time ago, and it kind of puts me in that same mind frame when I see him and how serious he takes the game. And as an offensive lineman, you love to see it.
Thank you, Trent.
All right.